Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture, and today we're going over the Friday picks. It is Friday, May 31st, and I'm going through top 10. I think for now on, I'm going to do top 10. I think it's a great even number. I feel like 11 was when I was doing, I found, a lot of songs. But these, I kind of want to focus more on 10. I just love the number. So this week actually has been really great. This Friday is really great because a lot of songs from a lot of A-list musicians have came out. So I'm really, really excited to get into it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So number 1 is Sad Forever by Lauv. This is a really good song. It's surprising of how much the times have changed of what he's talking about. Because in the beginning, the first album, which is, I think it's an album/playlist, when I was 18, was a really good one, and I think it talked about a lot about love, a lot about, making things work, how you like somebody better when you're with them, and stuff like that. So it's much more happier, much more love involved. And I feel like this album now is this coming out album that's going to come out, which is supposed to be called How I Feel, is going to be more directly about him, about his journey of just his mental health. This song definitely is a great single to start it off, because this song's pretty much about depression, and I saw the music video first before I actually heard the song, and the music video pretty much talks about how he was just going through a lot, and he was having depression, anxiety, stuff like that, and so he kind of just wrote it down, and this song was actually he just did it to kind of show to show the song at one of the concerts or something like that. And it was really, really, and it's very, very raw, and it's uplifting and near the end, because it kind of reverses the words to say, I don't want to always be sad forever, I want to, fix that kind of thing. So I love that he's actually, in the song, it moves on, it moves into, I want to make it work to help myself, and I like that. And some lyrics in it I really liked was my mind whispers in the nighttime. I think that's kind of cool. I feel like going off of what he's saying it feels like it's I come to realize it may be a very common thing when you're just kind of sitting, when you're laying at night and you just listen to yourself, your voice, your mind won't turn off about all the regrets and everything that's been going on. So that's a really interesting thing to say. He also mentions about medication. He also mentions about medication inside his music video, how he had because of all the stamina, or the thought about medications being very bad for you, or you're less than if you have to take it. That means you gave up on yourself. And I feel like it's very Crazy Ex-Girlfriend for him to kind of say I thought that, and then I finally gave into trying medication, and it actually has been helping a lot in the best ways. So I think that's kind of cool, because that's exactly what Crazy Ex-Girlfriend kind of did, is to move away from the stereotype that you being on medication makes you crazy, means you gave up on your mental health, when it's actually the opposite. Number 2 is Glad He's Gone by Tove. This is a very interesting song. I like the sound. This is going off of an album that's coming out this summer called Sunshine Kitty, which is moving away from the Ladywood phase. So I think we're in a different world now, and Sunshine Kitty means maybe she's going more happier, or maybe she's getting more of a confident direction that's not about her relationship, that's not about her drinking to get away from the relationship and everything. I think this is a moving away from it, more about her single life, which is kind of funny, because actually I think we're going to probably hear more of kind of Ariana Grande kind of thing with her Thank You Next, which is more about her single life and what she's doing now after the relationship and everything, and how she's dealing with herself, how she's finding out more about herself now that she's a single. And so I feel like this one's more about her talking to her talking to her friend that has been that's just got broken up from a bad relationship, and she pretty much says you're better without him, you're now can go back to the person that you were before, which is the person I loved before, and that. So I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of cool. and she's, and just kind of very cool, I like the whole, like, we still got each other's back even through all the whole thing, and I think that's kind of cool. One thing I did like, one verse lyrics I did like, what like that was interesting. It was like, did you give in to his ego to give it a little confidence? I'm trying to understand what it means, because I feel, and my idea is that, did you give into how you feel, how you do things just to make yourself feel better, which is one of the things I saw inside when I looked up on Genius, actually, was that did you get back with them just to make yourself feel better because you weren't doing well being like after the breakup, so you got back with them to build up your own confidence, kind of thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and it kind of flip-flops to where you can kind of see it in your own little way. And side note, leave a comment below, tell me what you think that quote means. I feel like it's kind of interesting. And number 3 is I Miss Myself by NOTD featuring HRVY. I really like HRVY. I'm not really deeply into him. I feel like there's need to be another song that like will click me into it. Until then, I'm just like, I like his features. His features are really good. I like coming through and finding those kind of things. NOTD, I do know about. I have them followed, but I'm still trying to figure out. I think they're going to come up with these. I think they or he or she may be coming out with a album soon, so maybe I'll get the whole gist of it, which I'm really hoping that happens. I like this song. It's a little it's more like tropical house-ishy. This song's actually another, it's like, we're just going through a row of just like breakup songs. But this song is pretty much the same thing. Is about how in his relationship he has lost who he is in the relationship, and so now that the relationship is done, he doesn't really know what to do with himself, because he has put so much of himself into the relationship that he doesn't really know who he was or what he is now after it, because he's changed so much because of the relationship. Yeah, so I really like that. I think there's a music video out right now. I haven't saved it, I haven't looked at it yet, but it looks like it's set in a party or something like that. So, but yeah, I like the sound of the song, and I like the message too. Number 4 is I Can Only Write My Name by Will J. Will J is actually somebody that I just stumbled across his song. I don't know what the song is. I forgot what the song's called, but it's like, I don't mean to be a man. I don't need to be a gangster to be a man. Which is, I love that song. I love the message behind it. I feel like he really has really great messages in his song. And this is one of the biggest one I really, really love. It's pretty much about his, himself having the pressures of being American and having to, like, with his family that is, which is fun. It's just funny because he is an Asian person, and so an Asian guy, so his family, I'm sure, is Asian as well, and so I think I know, but he talks about how like people make fun of his mom's accent and makes fun of the things that she cooks and everything, and he wishes that his eyes are a little shaped in a different way, and just like he would hide all of it. But what he would do is that he would hide all of his, like, he would hide the accent, he would hide he would avoid learning more about his culture and about his language, the language that his family grew up on and everything, and avoid it to try to come off as more American, more kind of like more, so he would fit into everybody. And I definitely know how that feels. I've done it majority of my life so far. And to the point where but the downside is that because of that, and then you kind of look back and you're like, oh shit, I spent all this time trying to cover who I was and who I was for so long, that now I'm older and have a confidence to actually be who I want to be, and it's just like I can't really dig backwards and find it, you know. It's just, I totally get it. This song really, really spoke to me. But I really love the song. And to the point where he says, he's like, all I know is how to write my name, and that's it. Like, I can write my name in that language, but that's pretty much it. And so he kind of feels ashamed for dodging it, for not like learning more and being confident about who he was and who his culture is, you know. Number 5 is All My Friends by Madeon. I like how chill the production is in this song. I also don't really know what the song's about. It says all my friends are watching and blah blah blah, and they know how to turn a like a silence into a disaster. Excuse me. So yeah, so I don't really know exactly what that's supposed to mean. Are his friends like toxic? Is he okay with that? Because I don't know. It isn't like I don't really know what the song is actually about. But maybe the song will be like pronounced once the album comes out, because apparently the album's supposed to be called Good Faith. Don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming out. But I really like this. I really like the chill sound of the song. I just don't know what the song's about. Number 6 is Spicy by HRVY, featuring Diplo and Charli XCX. This song's actually really, really fun. I was very surprised. I was like, spicy, okay, it's with Diplo, it's probably gonna be a little sexy, little bit of like reggaeton mixed with a little of his own little stank to it. And I don't really know who Herves is, but I do know who Diplo is, and I do know his sound. And you definitely hear a bit of his sound into it. This song is actually really interesting. It's a Spice Girls cover/remix. I love the guitar into it. I love the reggaeton sound that comes into the Caribbean dance music sound kind of thing, or CDM. So yeah, I really love the sound. I really love that she's singing the verses. My only downside is that I'm happy and I'm not happy about it, is that the get your act together, we will be just fine. Yo, I'll tell you what I want. Like that part, that I tell you what you want part, just chopped off, and they go into like the drop of the song, which is not so bad, but that's the part where everybody sings and just screams to the top of our lungs. That's the part. And so I was kind of waiting for it to come back in, but it never really does. It's just but it's maybe that's copyright. I don't really know how much it works with songs, like how much space you can use. But I really, really like the remix. It's very chill, and a tropical sound too, so it's really great. Number 7 is Never Really Over by Katy Perry. I have listened to the song, I think, 7 times now since last night. It's really, really good. And it's the music video. If I would have to tell anybody, watch the music video first and then listen to the song, I feel like that really boosts it up, because seeing Katy Perry come back as the Katy Perry that we all love and know, it just brings so much joy into your heart, at least for me personally, and I really love that, and I love the production of it. I love the music video. I love it's like bubbly pop. The song's pretty much about her thinking about a past lover, and how like she does, even after several years, she still finds herself thinking back on the memories of what it used to be, to the point that she almost thinks about bringing him back into her life, but she doesn't. So I think that's kind of cute, little reminiscence. Is like, oh, my past relationship was so good, was good, or was it bad, or it was. There's the moments that were really great. So I think that's kind of cool. But she carries it with a nice upbeat sound to it, so it doesn't really come off as a kind of like a sadness. It more comes off as like, oh yeah, that was a good relationship. That was a good like thing that they had back then, you know. So it's just like it brings you into thinking like, oh, it's more like reminiscing than it is like, oh, you're horrible, but I still want you back kind of thing. Yeah, so I really love it. I cannot wait for her album. It's going to be amazing. Number 8 is Party Up the Streets by Miley Cyrus, featuring Swae. First of all, I'm so glad for this EP that's coming out. We're getting back into Bangers Miley, with a little more growth, with a little more like focus. If I honestly feel like she had a focus with the whole like, the Bangers album was great, but it it was in a dark time for herself. She wasn't really having a good time. She was in a bad relationship, and she just broke up with her boyfriend. And so a lot of the songs are pretty breakup-y. But this one is just like, she's in a good place now. So it's just like, we're gonna get bangers, but bangers in a more upbeat version. And I feel like that. You can hear it, the whole thing. She's talking about more drugs. She's back to drugs. She's back to drinking. I'm so happy because that's the whole, I feel so grown up now song in that album was cute. But I felt like it was just like, this is cute, but I feel like it might be pandering towards a thing that you're trying to do. But yeah, I really love that. I really love this song, and I love how chill it is. It's so relaxing. I can visualize the setting of what they're talking about. I love the fact that Mike Will made it is in this. I love that they're collabing again. I love the sound of the waves in the background too at the song. It's just a really great song. It's a great song to listen to while you're smoking, while you're chilling with some friends. Like, it's a great song. Number 9 is We Found Love by Sultan and Shepard. This is a remix is a Heavy D and the Boys remix of that song, Now That We Found Love. I love the drop. I love the sound. The drop, well, first of all, when you have... This is featuring Showtek, and when you have Showtek, you can expect a good drop. You can completely expect one, and so this one definitely comes with it. I also like the '90s drop to it, like when you hear it's like kind of thing. Like I like that sound. And finally, number 10 is Crop Circles by John Bellion. First of all, this production is amazing. I love it. I love how constant it is, too. It's really great. And I love the piano at the very, very end. It's really, really nice. This song's pretty much talking about a fall of I love that this whole list. We started off with, like depression and bad relationships down to where it goes a little lighter and then it ends with a bad relationship. So this one talks about the fall of a relationship. And one thing he mentions is crop circles in the carpet, which is fun because if you remember the song Hide and Seek, that pretty much talks about that same thing too. Crop circles in the carpet, pretty much talking about how when things are there for so long, it just leaves it there, and all you do is just like look back and like, oh, that used to be a thing, you know. So I really love the defining of this whole song and deeper. Makes me wonder, if there's trouble in paradise in his marriage, which is interesting. So yeah, so I really love. Plus I'm really excited that John Bellion has just jumped right into it with another single, getting ready for another album. I'm so here for it. Anyway, so that is the top 10 of my Friday picks of these songs. There are plenty more. I'm going to actually go into more detail about Katy Perry's song next week. But I also want to go into Miley Cyrus's EP as well. She is coming. So that is coming. And anyway, so I hope everybody has a great Friday. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And I will see you guys in the next video.